Aloha, y'all. It is Thursday, hence the name Thursday, the 21st, 21 in French, of April. Hopefully you guys had a good 420 holiday. I don't smoke presently or drink, so I didn't do any of that, but I did buy some more mushrooms, a new strain, so that should be good. And they were pretty big caps. So, we'll check those out at some point in the remainder of my, I've got about another month and a week here in Costa Rica, depending on when I fly out, and then off to who knows where, trying to figure that out now. Maybe back to the States, maybe to Europe, maybe to England or UK or whatever, although it's not that united right now. We shall see. So I digress. 21st of April, the sun is at 1 degree, 21 minutes Taurus. Moon is at 4 degrees, 51 minutes Capricorn, so a whole lot of Earth energy, Sun and Moon in Earth. Mercury's at 19 degrees. Oh, I can't read this, but I know it's Taurus. Venus is at 17 degrees Pisces. Mars is at 4 degrees, 48 minutes Pisces. Jupiter's at 25 minutes, 57 minutes Pisces. Saturn's at 23 degrees Aquarius. Uranus is at 14 degrees Pisces. Neptune's at 24 degrees Pisces. Pluto's at 28 degrees Capricorn in the north, and there's a retrograde at 22 degrees Taurus. This is the worst handwriting I've ever had. It's because I'm doing it on ruffled paper, and the ink is starting to run out, it would seem. So sorry about that little difficulty reading this stuff. But yeah, with the sun now in Taurus, with the moon in Capricorn, we've got a lot of earth energy. It is an Anahata chakra day, a heart chakra day. So we want to be getting into the center of our chest, right? The middle of it. This is dealing with basically the equivalent physiology of the thymus gland. But the key words of the heart chakra are balance, love, and self-control. And I had a pretty weird dream last night showing me how severe and kind of one way I can be, as well as potentially loving and kind. And at the very end, like the last thing I remember, and this isn't surprising that dreams are still popping, given Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces conjunct by a degree. It was like, it's all about the yin yang, you know, do equal parts. Like if you're going to be yin, you're going to have a little yang too, right? So both and. Keywords: balance, love, and self-control. Positive aspects: compassion, generosity, harmony, balance, and loving kindness. Negative aspects: indifference, jealousy, miserliness, and bitterness. The mantra is YAM, Y-A-M, Y-A-M, YAM. In the key of F, so YAM. I don't know if that's F, but do it like that. Spiritual activities are learning to love yourself first, praying, healing, singing. Essential oils are rose, carnation, lily of the valley. Plants are foxglove, rose, carnation, and the lily. Metal is copper and gold. Element is air. Musical note is F. Crystals are rose quartz, diamond, and peridot. And soul lesson is brotherhood and universal love. So love is the answer here. Haley, what up? So get into your heart chakra if you can. I know that that's really the, you know, I say it a lot and I intellectualize these things a lot, being a moon Gemini myself and sun. But, you know, we are spiritual beings having a physical dream for the sake of our heart's expansion, right? Yes, our minds will expand. Yes, our willpowers, all the chakras get activated. Many reasons to be. But the Anahata chakra, I think, love, is the reason of all of it. So let's go ahead and get some, I was going to say, let's get some heart chakras. Let's get some cards and see what wants to talk to us today. Hopefully y'all are doing well. What wants to speak on this Thursday? We've got the Queen of Swords. With the moon in Capricorn, that kind of resonates with this. Even though that's an earth sign, this is an air sign. It's kind of like no fucking around. Getting things done in a mental way. And there's an owl, right? Wisdom. So let's go ahead and get a description of this. If you're a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, you're naturally going to resonate with the Swords suit. So the Queen of Swords is the card of this Thursday on page 88, the number of keys on a piano. Queen of Swords, the watery, the emotional, kind of intuitive, sensitive, sexual, artistic side of air, the intellection, the mind, right? The mentality, the thoughts. So, Queen of Swords, use the power of nature to enhance your lifestyle. A brilliant mind, penetrating intelligence, serving a noble cause, well articulated and outspoken. And with the North Node in Taurus, with the Sun in Taurus as well, with the Moon in Capricorn, even though these aren't Earth signs, it's about refinement, articulation in a very controlled and measured way, right? Not just some rambling, gushing of emotional excitement. Even though, the one thing this does sometimes lack is a heart, as it will say in the thing. This could be a kind of a cool and aloof, under control, kind of Cruella de Vil vibes. So we want to be, I usually actually, Cruella de Vil, Cersei Lannister, like these kind of mental, Polly, I think her name is, from Peaky Blinders. These very like intellectual and savvy and witty, but more like cunning energy, feminine cunning. So let's go on. Queen of Swords, I serve a noble cause. In mythology, the Queen of Swords was often rather simplistically conceived of as an ice queen. This highly intelligent, forthright, and principled woman is tied to performing her duties and obligations as a monarch. She is not afraid for heads to roll when she needs to protect her own. Literally, the episode I just saw on Peaky Blinders involves Polly doing a deal with the devil to protect her own, using her cunning. She is not afraid for heads to roll when she needs to protect her own or her kingdom's interests. But the dark tears symbolize the sadness she bears as a consequence, for she is no lover of execution and death. To live in integrity, she would far rather build alliances with her adversaries than use brute force. She is dressed here in a Starman samurai kimono. It represents her self-discipline, courage, independence, honor, and willingness to serve her kingdom no matter what. As head of state, she offers excellent counsel and constructive criticism with a piercing intelligence and a well-earned wisdom. Here, she handles her sacred medicinal plants, and I just acquired some more psychedelic mushrooms, so there's that sync. Not that many, don't worry, Haley. Not another ounce or anything. The Queen's medicinal... Here, she handles sacred medicinal plants which have co-evolved with human beings for millennia. We use them for healing and guidance as part of our spiritual practices. We eat plants, drink their juices, ferment and distill libations from them. We consume them in 1,000 forms. While some are toxic, like the berries of nightshade, holly, and dogwood, many have proved extraordinarily valuable. Evidence of the use of herbal remedies, for example, goes back 60,000 years to a burial site in Iraq. Today, the majority of the world's population, an estimated 5 billion people, use folk medicine for both acute and chronic health conditions. The Queen's medicinal journeying enables her to cleanse herself of toxic thoughts and experiences, a form of spiritual cleansing to restore the body-mind connection. Head with heart. Heart chakra, right? We want to use our heads, Queen of Swords, but we want to attach it to our hearts as well, not just be one or the other without the other. The Moon in Capricorn is saying, keep it together. Neptune conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, Venus and Mars in Pisces can be slippery when wet, sloppy, open borders, no enemies, all is love, all is one, kind of hippie, high idealism. But sometimes there is a Judas in your ranks and they want to hurt you, so you want to use your Capricorn Moon head and kind of discern. Saturn in Aquarius. Self-sufficient and perhaps a perfectionist, Taurus Sun, Taurus North Node, Capricorn Moon. She is phenomenally capable, knowledgeable, and engaging with a brilliant intellect able to penetrate into the source of a problem, whether the domain is personal, political, or corporate. Her keen intelligence quickly strips away what's not important. That is some Capricorn Moon stuff. So it's like, what do we need? Bottom line here, let's get down to business and succeed, right? Emotionally. Accurately reflecting the facts, North Node in Taurus, Saturn in Aquarius, Sun in Taurus, and uncovering priorities and values, North Node in Taurus. You can't make this shit up, right? In the process, she uses her own experiences to help illustrate and unmask self-defeating patterns, understanding deeply on all levels the importance of a stitch in time to save 9. She applies this rigorous effectiveness with her own children, regarding it as her maternal duty to see her children grow up to be well-rounded, cultured, and highly educated, ethical adults. Not always the warmest of mothers due to the heavy burdens of duty, she does bring compassion and deep understanding of the vicissitudes and trials of life. The Queen of Swords is deeply committed to them, contributing to their gifts and talents effectively and making a difference in the world. Pluto in Capricorn, changing the world. Uranus in Taurus, conjunct Mercury in Taurus, right? Changing the world, changing how we act in the world and think in the world. So, Queen of Swords, this watery part of air, this emotional part of the intellection, even though this isn't like gushing of emotionality, it's more like the feminine of the mental. Use the power of nature to enhance your lifestyle, so mushrooms would be a good example. A brilliant mind, penetrating intelligence, serving a noble cause, right? We want to help the world with our hearts, heart chakra, North Node in Taurus. Well articulated and outspoken. Mercury in Taurus, which is kind of a slow and steady and crossing T's and dotting I's and making it right. So the energy of the day is the Queen of Swords. We want to be savvy, really, today, right? We want to be on the ball. We want to be coming from a place of our heart, not just kind of being cutthroat about everything. Anahata chakra, we want to really come from the place of our hearts, but we do want to realize that to use your head is not a problem. I guess it was saying something like, I don't know the saying, but it's like a stitch in 9 to save time or something like that. We do want to be savvy. So we've got the Six of Pentacles, Arachne, as the clarifier. Another woman, right? If you could see, she's obviously a woman. And pretty hardcore. So Capricorn moon vibes all day long. Like the moon, our emotionality, our sensitivities is in Capricorn, about like tough cookie business. So we do want to kind of balance yin yang, the heart chakra, the Jupiter Neptune conjunction by 1 degree in Pisces, Mars and Venus in Pisces. We want to dream big, right? But and use our imaginations. Like, oh wow, look, where can this owl fly? What's in the sphere of her intellection, right? The halo behind her, kind of the energy of her aura of mentality. But with the moon in Capricorn, it's no fucking around. No monkey business, right? So the Six of Pentacles is as follows. Once again, we had swords at first, but if you're a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, you are a pentacle for the record. So you know that. And the Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, is as follows. Oops, just passed it. Six of Pentacles, step into the natural flow of abundance, North Node in Taurus. The custodian of resources, philanthropy, Taurus Sun, Mercury conjunct Uranus and Taurus, essentially. I forget now off the top of my head, but both of those are in Taurus, as well as Moon and Capricorn. It's this custodian of resources. Generously offering your best and delivering a worthwhile vision, and that's really only going to come from your heart, right? So you have to bring your heart involved. Six of Pentacles, I have more than enough. So we want to protect what we already have with our heads, use our heads. You reap what you sow. So you work, and you save some money, or you're ready to, do something where you've accrued it. You want to be basically a banker, emotional, not like tightwad, but you want to be delegatory. I don't even know if that's a word, but delegatory of your resources, right? Your mind is probably going to be more methodical, although you might have flashes of inspiration given the fact that both are in Taurus, Mercury and Uranus. But the North Node is saying you have more than enough. It's plentiful, right? The spider just sets up shop. Arachne just sets up shop, and the flies, there's fly paper right here, I could pull it down and show you, but the flies just hit it and she gets what she needs, right? She doesn't have to go everyday hunting. She just had to do a one-time investment physically, and that's using her head, the cunning, right? So you want to set up a web of your heart, hopefully. See how this kind of looks like, abstractly like a spider web? Not really, but you see what I mean. Just set up your field to catch good things, right? And then use your discernment, use your head to know that you have more than enough. And what's coming to mind is, I've got a golden ticket, right? It's one thing to get the Willy Wonka chocolate ticket, but then you got to decide which family member goes with you. You've got the whole point kind of is a gauntlet of temptations and vices that whittles down the kids, and Charlie doesn't fuck around. And he's dealing, at the end, he thinks Mudsworth or something like that. I forget the guy's name. But like the secretary of Willy Wonka is supposed to be the ex-rival, and he's having to use his head to get around all this stuff. And ultimately, it's like, you won! Good day to you, sir. He's actually my friend and helper. Slugworth. Slugworth is his name. So he's like, he thinks Slugworth's out to get him, and he's like this, Berlin spy kind of thing. It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If you didn't know, the original film was filmed in Munich, Germany, not too far from the wall was still up. So I think that's why they were kind of playing on that kind of spies energy. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to use our spying energy to our highest, knowing that our kingdom is secure. You don't have to go cut people up to keep what you have, but you do have to, not be frivolous and overly boundless, right? Jupiter expansion conjunct Neptune idealism, and Neptune, Venus, and Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in Pisces with Venus and Mars in Pisces. You can just be wet and dreamy and not getting your shit together, but it is actually very much counterbalanced with the Sun, North Node, Mercury, Uranus, and Taurus, Moon, and Capricorn. So I think it's just about balancing your resources and being a good steward. As it always is. Oh, you can't make this up. Tarantula. We got Arachne. A lot of spider energy today. This is about connection. Number 13. So notice how she's got this web. She actually does. If you look closely, it's kind of a web. It's a very faint sacred geometry. It's like a spider web. Very, very faint, but it's there. She's got her spider web. It's all connected. That's how she can feel Mercury and Taurus. When a fly or whatever hits, it vibrates. There's a vibration. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with the spider. 13. Very slow moving. Oh, they got water, that's why. Slow moving little tractor doing their thing. Potable water, it looks like. Alright, so tarantula, connection. Conexión in Spanish. It is time to bring together disparate aspects of your life. Just like in my dream, I was talking about the yin and the yang. Bring them together, right? Not all the time are we thinking about, feminine, watery, kind of, ruthless air, Capricorn, Moon. I'm not saying we don't think of that. Probably we do a lot more in these days. But this archetype is trying to be a balance. It's like a force to be reckoned with, mental force to be reckoned with, that has children that will care for and cry over. Both and. It is time to bring together disparate aspects of your life. Everything is connected. The web of life, right? When you are afraid of or unsure, South Node in Scorpio, it is important to know that you are never alone. You can do magic. We all can. And with Jupiter conjunct Neptune and Pisces, we can do some magic. Mythos. The daughter of the great goddess Diana, Aradia, stepped upon the earth charged with the sacred duty of reconnecting the people with their birthright of balance and love. Balance and love, heart chakra. Such was the environment Aradia was born into that the old ways were being. Such was the environment Aradia was born into that the old ways were being forced underground. The feminine divine disrespected in the Earth's never-ending cycles of the moon and seasons ignored and forgotten. It's kind of the shadow of a Capricorn moon, Pluto and Capricorn, Sun and Taurus, where it's like there was very little magic in the air left. And they were getting very businesslike. Aradia traveled the lands, walking thousands of miles in the service of her mother, delivering her teachings to more and more women, and bringing hope and healing where there was little. One day, as she was waiting for the moon to rise so she could meet with the other women under the cover of night for devotionals, Aradia quietly sat in the forest. There, in front of her, she saw a huge spider, hairy and as big as her hand, weaving a great web. She watched as the shining silk wove back and around, creating a shimmering circle. Right, and that's what we were seeing. I mean, you obviously have a spider web on there with Arachne, a whole lot of spider energy, but the shimmering circle of the sacred geometry in the back of the card, like around the owl. You see it. It's like, I think it's over here, kind of going around. All right, very faint, but it's there. Aradia saw the spider's web grow wider and bigger, North Node in Taurus, like its size was increasing physically, and glow in the reflection of the moon. She was reminded that everything was connected, from the moon to the earth. All beings, all people, the rocks, the trees, the flowers were connected by the web of life. That is some Capricorn moon, like practical moon in Taurus, Sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, North Node in Taurus, kind of practical, grounded, valuable, realistic, I guess is the best way to put it, wisdom. This was what was being forgotten and what was vital to remember, the circle of life, right? The other famous mythos worth mentioning is the turning of the mortal Arachne, which we have, Arachne here, into a spider by the goddess Athena. And it's funny because we have Arachne here, but the goddess Athena is kind of like this lady with a owl representing her. She's kind of a no-nonsense, doesn't third eye, and she's even got her third eye open. She came from the brow of Zeus, third eye of Zeus. Athena, this kind of no messing around wise lady. She stands for wisdom, right? Knowledge and truth and justice. So, Arachne, a weaver of some note, challenged very Capricorn moon. I'm going to challenge you. Challenged Athena to a weaving contest. Taurus sun. It's like, let's make something, and I challenge you. Her hubris ended up being her downfall, and she was transformed into a spider. The name Arachne comes from the Latin prefix arachne, which means spider, and is used in terms such as arachnophobia, fear of spiders. I have slight arachnophobia. I think I just don't like things that are very not, mammalian, like snakes and spiders and stuff. It's hard to read them. Anyway, the animal itself. There are over 900 members of the Theraphosidae family. Theraphosidae. There we go. I can't speak Greek. Theraphosidae family, most of which are large and hairy, although many are beautifully marked and colored. The word tarantula hails from a city in Italy. Tarantulas are found across the Americas and almost all of Asia, Australia, and some European countries. Different species of tarantula range from a leg span of 30 centimeters to a tiny 2 centimeters. The largest tarantula, the Goliath bird eater, can grow beyond 30 centimeters and can have fangs of 3.8 centimeters. It is generally only old world tarantulas, Africa, Asia, Europe, and so on, which do not use their bristly, urticating hairs as a weapon, that have significant toxicity in their venom. New world tarantulas, North and South America, Central America, where I am, Costa Rica, have bristles on their bellies that they eject in a projectile manner. The bristles are sharp and cause great itchiness in and irritation to humans and cause death in smaller animals. Tarantulas molt as they grow and will shed their exoskeleton to do so. Very Pluto and Capricorn. It changes through death and transformation physically. Males only molt once in their lives, and it will most likely cause their death. That is a risky tuxedo shift. It's like, all right, it's like the Oscars. I got to do my gown change, and it's like, guys, you only get one shot, you could die. Tarantula webs are special in that they are spun using 2 to 4 spinnerets, the openings where spiders exude the clear and very strong web substance. Most spiders have only one spinneret. The top connecting area of the spinnerets is called the spinning field, and the tarantulas there may be up to 100 tiny tubes. And in tarantulas, there may be up to 100 tiny tubes feeding the web silk, which is still liquid when exuded. The powerful rate of force of release of the silk hardens it almost immediately. Very Moon in Capricorn, it's a watery part. The watery part of air is this. So she spits it out, and then it hardens. The powerful rate of force of release of the silk hardens it almost immediately, creating a malleable but supremely strong building material. The magic. Spider magic, and specifically tarantula magic, is protective and connective. Webs don't just trap prey. They support and protect the spider as well. It's a yin-yang. It kills some things, but it's also the house of another thing. And I've heard it before said, and it kind of shows the yin-yang kind of principle. The wisdom of the spider is not the wisdom of the fly. So they are kind of different magic in that sense. It is a mistake to think that spider magic is evil or dangerous, as very few cultures see the spider in this fashion. When you feel you need greater connection to life or you need support, particularly creative matters, ask the spider for help. Think about Charlotte's Web, right? She makes a web and it says, fantabulous or whatever, whatever, world's greatest pig or whatever she's saying. And it gets that pig off the butcher's block. Symbology, webs, moonlit webs, fangs, a woman with spider's legs. A woman with spider's legs. We've got it. Status. There are some species of tarantulas that are listed as endangered, including species endemic to Sri Lanka, the United States, and Mexico. So, tarantula is showing us that we're all connected, with the clarifier being Arachne herself. 6 of Pentacles, we have everything we need. We're abundant and then some. So if you have 6 mangoes, like I just bought 8, not this week, but last weekend, 8 kilos of mangoes for like $2 or $3 basically, which is kind of crazy. Give one away. It's okay. But be shrewd. You don't want to give them all away. And then be like, what did I just spend my money on? You want to use your head today, right? Be wise, but be loving and acceptant of the grace that abounds. Right? It's all around us, just like the spider web. It's just like she's covered in the spider web. That's grace. We're caught in grace, and we can't escape its velocity or reality. So let's go ahead and get an I Ching hexagram. Billy Sage in the house. What's up? So hopefully 51. I literally heard a gong when I saw this. Not terribly surprising. They're hitting a gong. It was like almost an auditory hallucination. A clairaudient moment, dare I say. So 51, this hexagram, I believe. Yeah, I just want to double check. Sometimes this writing on these cards is such that I say the wrong thing and then feel stupid. Excitement / tremor, and that is what happens on what? A spider web, right? She's going to feel the excitement or the tremor, 6 of Pentacles, of the animal, right? And she's going to use her head and go towards where that is. And she's going to sense that. Mercury and Taurus. She's going to feel the vibrations, Uranus and Taurus, and move towards them, North Node and Taurus, for her valuable meal. Or it's, I guess male spiders can do this, presumably. It's not gender-based. Excitement / tremor. The bottled up tension eases and a tremendous energy is released. This experience is a shock and it gives rise to fear as life can change with a single stroke. South Node in Scorpio, right? Uranus in Taurus, near the North Node, near the Sun, near Mercury, conjunct Mercury. So it's like extreme changes can be happening in the world physically, Uranus and Taurus, Pluto and Capricorn, and that might cause us a lot of discomfort and fear. So excitement, isn't necessarily a positive thing. We're always like, oh, I'm so excited. It's like, oh my gosh, the earthquake excited. That's funny because those are both girl dogs and one is humping the other dog. So I'm seeing lesbian dogs, I guess. Excitement and tremor is just how this works. Like an excitement is a tremor, right? Earthquake is a tremor. This experience is a shock and it gives rise to fear as life can change with a single stroke. The disturbance to the usual and familiar, however, has a markedly productive effect. Capricorn moon, Sun and Taurus. It makes value and change in the world. With things beginning to move, they become changeable in the positive sense. This is also true when the experience of reaching the turning point is painful. You can later react in a more relaxed manner in the vicissitudes of life. Your faith in your own abilities grows. In feeling the power of destiny over your own life, you experience the greatness and honor of cosmic order as well, the spider web of life. Everything is connected. Out of this grows humility. From humility comes wisdom, right? So out of humility, love essentially, comes wisdom. Queen of Swords. So, feel those spider webs of your life vibrating and feel where the opportunities are in your spider web. It's kind of the vibes I'm getting there. So, let's get one more card and then I'm going to talk to my wife, to be, fiance. I don't know how often people have a fiance for multiple years. It's been 2 years. So, I'm just used to calling her fiance. But it's like, yeah, wife to be. All right, whoa, we got a very alien looking card. Some Saturn and Aquarius stuffs for sure. We got bismuth. You can quantumly entangle with this. You don't have to own it, but if you do, +5 points. Bismuth, what it is, an iridescent crystalline metal with a stair-step structure, right? Like one thing, getting to the top of the pyramid, whatever, stair steps like 1 foot in front of the other, Capricorn moon, Sun and Taurus, that forms when liquid bismuth cools. Bismuth's energy is focusing, conductive, and awakening. Who needs it? The easily distracted. Burners, like Burning Man people. People who are very bored, right? Neptune conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, Venus and Mars in Pisces. When you're just easily distracted, you want to tap into that Capricorn moon, Sun and Taurus, Mercury and Taurus conjunct Uranus and Taurus. Energy of organization and steadfastness. Where to put it? On your desk in Silicon Valley and in your utility belt in Black Rock City. When to use it? For those looking for some psychedelic influence, and I just got some more psychedelics, without swallowing the red pill, very Team Rabbit Hole stuffs, even in the intro song of our podcast, it's talking about, so you feel like Alice going down the rabbit hole, right? That's because Neo took the red pill. Without swallowing the red pill, lie on your back and take 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 powerful breaths through your mouth with bismuth placed on your forehead. Then break out of tired, gray thought patterns and get en route to a more colorful, energized life. It says rewrite your code with rainbows, and that's very much the energy of Mercury and Taurus with North Node and Taurus, but Mercury conjunct Uranus and Taurus, right? Where it's like you could really electrify and rewrite, hopefully in a loving way, in a positive way, Anahata Chakra, your reality tunnel. You can excite it. You can bring tremors of inspiration and revolution to your reality with bismuth, right? Rewrite your code. So we want to be seeing the connection of everything and not just thinking we're tossed into a sea of chaos. The chaos has an order ultimately, albeit it might not be discernible to humans or anybody. But the Six of Pentacles, as the clarifier is saying, you have everything you need. But the card of the day, Queen of Swords, is saying, use your head. Be grateful for what you have. Expect the unexpected. Rewrite your situation. Realize you're connected to everything and you can't really fall out. You're blessed. The fact that you're conscious, using the internet right now, watching this, the fact that even this guy, he's hardworking or whatever, but he has fuel to get him to the job, and he has a truck to get it, collect the whatever, plantains or whatever they're collecting. It's like, you have blessings in abundance. Don't not see that. See that. That's a double negative. Use your heart as the web connector, this little web, and see shrewdly that you are blessed, and then try to spread that blessing to others. Right? Imagine, you have a glass of water and she's really thirsty, and it's like, oh, here, I've got some extra water. You could have some. You don't have to freak out. Be the excitement in your life. Be that change. Be that alien rewritten code. Right? With rainbows, as business would say. Be that kind of exceptional star child, new age beam of light, 144,000 kind of thing. If you want, it's there for the taking. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Leave a tip if you have, or holler for a reading. $33 for an hour of cards, $88 for 3 hours of astrology. For 4 or 5 hours of both, it's $111. And check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. Today we have Kelsey Starr on. She was living out in Hollywood. I don't think she lives there anymore. I think she's in maybe Arizona or somewhere out there. We'll talk to her. She's Mountain Time now, not Pacific Coast. But she's like a dancer, creative. She actually had a near-death experience recently that kind of reawoke her, but she's very much into kind of new age thinking and stuff. We'll get her story and kind of get down with Kelsey Starr today. So check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. Yesterday was supposed to be Lily Fang. She's had a TED Talk and is a hip-hop rapper and a spoken word kind of artist, but we've rescheduled her to June 1st. So check out the podcast, holler for readings, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Enjoy your Thursday. Adios.